This
So
conference will now be
we
recorded.
worked on assigning status to the work object. So I'll create 3 to 4 cases for the future requirement. Okay, and leave those for the future requirement. Look at here now. I'm going to create 3 to 4 work objects and I leave them at pending customer information status and I close the tabs. Similarly, create 4 more cases and close the tab. Cases and close the tab without further processing. Okay, so the reason why I want this is I want some of the work objects to be there in the work table with the status pending cust info at present. So I close it. This work object will be there in the what is it, work table with status pending cust info. 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. I'll create 5 cases. Maybe previously I created or not, I don't know. 4, 6 cases means out of 6, 5 are with pending cust info. So work object ID 2 to 6. All these are available in work table. All these cases are in work table with status. What is the status? Pending cust info. Write down business requirement, next requirement. Working with obj open by handle, comma, commit with error handling. What is it? Commit with error handling. Working with obj open by handle, comma, commit with error handling. This is what we are going to work on. Write down. Create a generic activity. Create a generic activity create a generic activity create a generic activity to update in-flight cases status. What is that? In-flight cases status. In-flight means which are in progress. In-flight cases status from current status to the news, from current status to a new status, from current status to a new status. From current status to a new status. Okay, look at here. These work objects that we are going to this activity that we are going to create here, as of now we are going to use it as a standalone activity, but it can be called somewhere, like it may be scheduled to run by agent or few job schedulers like that, or you may use it from services, you may use it from listeners like that. But as of now you don't know anything about all those, so we'll make use of this one as a standalone activity. So if you create this activity when you run, it should accept 2 parameters: current status and new status. You will be providing current and new status. So the existing work objects with current status should have to be pulled and the status to be modified and updated back to the table with new status. Understand? Everyone clear? I told you all this with an example yesterday itself. I think yesterday I told you. Okay, so for this, if you are creating an activity, so design algorithm, what are the steps to be done? I think I have already these steps written somewhere. Where did I write that? These are the steps that you need to do. So okay, so here you go. Create report definition. Hold on. One, create report definition. So first we create report definition to fetch work objects with current status. Current status. Okay, so just hold on. Okay, so let me do all these steps. Design. So yesterday itself I have explained creating active, creating report definition, creating report definition. Let me create a report definition which is going to pull all the work objects with some status, whatever the status that you put. Just give me a minute. See, there is one OOTP activity in the class rule obj report definition. Okay, look at here. You are going to learn something new apart from what we have discussed. See, this is the OOTP activity. If you call this activity anywhere, okay, this is going to ask you for the parameters of what is the class in which report definition is created, and what is the name of the report definition, and what is the page onto which you want to retrieve the data onto clipboard. Like this, it is going to. Any other parameters? Just hold on. Just give me a minute. So this I'm going to use. Okay, I'll tell you without report definition. We will use report definition for sure in some other business requirement. Okay. Create activity and use OBJ browse, because it will be a little tough challenge for you now. So you need a little bit more knowledge. I'll tell you later. Okay, create activity with OBJ browse. Directly I'll go with activity. So right click on this, create technical activity, and this is update case status. Update case status. So it's not only one, it can be one or n number of cases. Okay, so what are the steps I'm going to write? Yesterday itself I told you. First you're going to write OBJ browse, and the results, whatever you get, you have to loop through the results and then do open all that. You know the templates for OBJ browse and OBJ open. OBJ browse, what is the template? So first you need to give one browse page. So in the OBJ browse, you are going to give browse page, right? Browse page will refer to which class? CodePega list. Under the browse page, you will be getting a page list. What was that? PX results. PX results is going to refer to, in this case, which one is the table? Table is work class. Well, like vehicle insurance, you can even take. That's okay. Work class. Let me save this. Hold on. Yeah, work class is okay. So work class. This is for OBJ browse. You will get the results onto this. We will loop through. And while you loop through, you are going to do in between OBJ open or open by handle. We'll do OBJ open by handle. Template for open or open by handle, both same. So what is the template? As per the template, what do I need to define? Temp page for work class. Okay. And okay, and parameters. What are the parameters? Current status. What is the other one? New status. Current status and new status. Both are string. I am going to tell you about local variables also. Put the heading local variables. Key. Okay, I will be using the local variable. I think this is the first time you are using, right? See, parameters, you are aware of it. What is the page name by using which you are going to access the parameters? Paramedic. Similarly, local variables you will access by using the page local. You can see on the tracer also, okay, local variables. But the thing is, parameters we can pass from one rule to another rule, correct? Local variables, you cannot, it itself says local. So it is within the rule. If you want to use anything like that, you can use. You cannot pass the value, okay, from one rule to another rule, you cannot pass. It is just like parameter only, but you cannot pass it from one rule to another rule. That's the only point. And now I'm going to write the steps. What is the first step? Obj browse. OBJ browse step pages. I'm sorry, you don't need to mention any step page. You need to mention the page name, case list. Otherwise, you can say cases. Okay, that's okay. Cases or case list. And OBJ class. From which table we want to fetch? It is there in the work table. And what are the columns to be fetched? pz ins key. pz ins key. Because I'm going to use OBJ open my handle further. So when I'm going to use OBJ open my handle, I need a page ins key, right? In the browse part, I'm getting the page ins keys. While looping, I'll take each page ins key and open the record by handle. And next, I don't want to fetch all the work objects. I want to fetch only the work objects based on py status work, where py status work is equal to new status. What is that? I'm sorry, current status is equal to param dot current status. So whatever the current status that you pass, so all the objects, work objects that are matching with the current status will be retrieved. Their page ins keys will be retrieved onto case list.px results. Okay, so fetch all the work objects matching with current status value. Okay, you are going to fetch like this. Okay, you fetch it. In the heading, you put down, you write down for loop. We are also going to use for loop. Did we use this before? For loop. In the heading, you mention for loop. Add one more step. Okay, so first step of browse. With the execution of first step, I'll show you otherwise. Here you go. Let me save this just for your better understanding. I'm going to run this. Current status. What is the current status? Pending. I'm choosing something like pending cast info. And new status, I'm not giving anything because I did not implement the logic so far. Completed. Go to clipboard. Case list. You see, case list is referring to CodePegalis and PX results. How many pages are there? 5 pages. So on PX results of 1, you have page key of first object, second one, third one. This page key I'll use to open. I'll use this to open. So what is the clipboard structure further? Case list dot PX results. Okay, look at here now. Next step. Okay, loop through the page list. Loop through the page list. So click on loop. Loop. Look at here. I'm going to loop through one by one. For each embedded page, so it has to loop through a page list. What was the page list to loop through? This is the page list to loop through. Okay, so you need to choose the page list. So now how many times step 2 will get executed? Number of pages in the page list. Step 2 is going to get executed in our case, in this case, 5 times. If objects are 100, then 100 times. If objects are 200, then 200 times. Now add child steps inside step 2. Inside step 2. Let me add child steps. Here you go. Right click on this. Insert. I'm sorry. Add child. What is this? 2.1. What is this? 2.1. It gets inside loop. Okay. So loop begin inside loop. I'm going to do what? Page new. Page new temp page. So create a temp page to open work object data. To open work object data, I need a temp page. And I have a key, right? I'll take the key. Properties set. Properties set. Read the key value, the page key value into a local variable. What is that? Local variable. Let me read it. Properties set. And local variable, how do you access? Local dot key is equal to, in this px case list dot px results of, what is the value? pz ins key. Many people, they make a mistake here, the spelling case sensitive. Okay, you will make a mistake of choosing in a different case and all. But which value I need to read? So for the first time when it is looping, what is the value of index? 1. Second time, 2. Third time, 3. How do I write that? How does the system knows that which index page related page with the NSK after? First time it is first value. Second time, whatever the value that is there in second time. For that you need to use the keywords current. What is the keyword? Current. Current means, what is the meaning of current keyword here? It will, current is equal to the respective index value. So for the first time it is looping. What is the value of current? 1. Second time, 2. Third time, 3. This current you have to write in capital letters, all, and that should be enclosed in a angular brace. Overall, it should be enclosed in a parenthesis. Okay, like with the execution of this step, you have the pgdynasty key value of the first object into a local variable. Next, I'm going to do what? Obj open by handle. Obj open by handle, and temp page I want to open the work object, open the work object data onto temp page, and comma lock and release on comment. All this you have to do. Expand this. So instance handle, what is the instance handle value? I am already reading the value into a local variable. This is where I have the value. So instead of defining, suppose if you did not define local variable, you won't get further this step. Instead of this, you can do like this. You can directly give the value here, but it is not good to look at. Okay, so just take this, read into some temporary variable, which is a local variable, and give the local variable, lock and release on commit. Understand? Everyone clear? Lock and release on commit. Done, completed. With the execution of this step, now one work object data is opened onto temporary page. Next, I have to modify the data. Modify the status of, modify the status. How do I modify?
Property set.
Property set. Property set, expand this, and temp page dot py status work. It was opened onto temp page, right? Py status work is equal to param dot new status. What is that? Param dot new status. Okay, done. Next, and another step. Modification is done. I want to save it back. Okay, obj. This obj save is going to generate. It is going to generate update query. This obj save is going to generate what? Update query. And how many times these all steps will get executed? Add step 3. Add step 3. So I'm going to add step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2.1 to 2.5 steps will get executed n number of times, where n is equal to number of pages in the page list. Understand? Now third one. What is that? Third one. So do what? Call commit with error handling. Call commit with error handling onto. And next one, page remove. What is the page? Remove temp page. Then case list dot px results also further I don't need, right? So how do I remove that? Property remove. Sorry, property remove. Property remove, which one? So page remove will work only for pages. For page list or single value property, how do you remove it from the clipboard? The temporary one which you created, by using property remove. So this is the activity written, save, done, completed. So now if you're going to run this activity or call this activity anywhere, it will prompt you for two parameters. What are those?
Status and
Actions and then run. So current status, pending. See this pending cust info, I'm just typing exactly what is the status value, including case sensitive. The latest status, let's say the new status I want to update is pending, let's say customer data. Trace run. నా ఐఫోన్ ఎక్కడ కనపడిందా సచ్చు ఇక్కడ లేవా just give me a minute. చూడు so here you go. Now I'm going to trace it, run this and go through the tracer. So everything got executed successfully. How many times the loop got repeated? You can see here how many times the loop got repeated. 5 times. See, if you want to see the local variables on clipboard, you need to go to settings before and choose this option. Only when you choose this option you will be able to see, otherwise you'll not. I did not choose it. You can choose it. Okay, so here you go. Let me close this. And status got updated or not? How do I know that? Status got so if something is wrong while you are practicing this, if you find the status is not getting updated, you need to go through the tracer and see whether the records are getting open on the clipboard or not. All this you have to verify closely. Okay, simply don't send any screenshots. All the objects have been updated with status. Multiple records in a table. It is not about work objects. It is not about work object status. It can be any table, any column, one or more. If you want to update the existing records of a table, one or more columns data, then this is the template. Okay, let me explain you. First we have browsed and looped through and then created a temporary page and taken the key value. Then obj open my handle with key, and the result you got you are modifying on the clipboard. Modified data of clipboard you are updating back to the table. After all this is completed for all the records. Finally you are going to commit and you are removing temporary page and you are removing the page list which you have created. Understand? So this is the activity that you need to make. This is a generic example.
Sir,
Okay.
can you explain the property set format again in 2.2 step?
Which one?
Writing the
This one.
PZ-INS key. 2.2, correct.
See,
Yeah.
instead of writing this step, you can take 2 point.
Yeah, that step only, sir. 2.2.
Instead of writing like this, you can do like this. This is also okay. So, but it doesn't look good, right? So what did I do? Intermediate, I have read this value PZ-INS key onto a local variable, and then I am passing the local variable. But instead of this local variable, you can even directly give that px case list.px results of current.PZ-INS. Anything is okay, but you have to make it little bit better. Okay, and this is about one requirement that you regularly see in your like enterprise application development. This is a standalone activity for us. You can call it anywhere based on your business requirement. Okay, and the next topic that we are going to discuss about is We have 4 more minutes. Did we work on data transform?
No.
Did we work on functions? Functions. We worked on functions, right?
Yeah,
We'll work
we
on
use functions.
data transform. The next topic is data transform. Let me explain you the concept of data transform for next 15 minutes. Okay. So the next rule that we are going to deal with is data transform. Create, data transform, test. Okay, this is how a data transform rule looks like. Let me get it open. This is how, when you create a data transform new rule, it looks like this. So what you can do is you can set a property, any property of your wish. First name. Okay, and add one more step. And there's another option called update page. You can choose one page here with values from some other page. It is not, did we work on page copy? This is not page copy. This is property by property you will assign. So just as an example, I'm taking different pages, but it can be anything like this. So if you want to assign data of one page for each individual property from another page, then you will use the option of update page. And moreover, I'm going to show you for loop for each page. In just now we did it, right? Commercial vehicles page list and append to page list 1, an existing page of page list 2. You can guess it. What is it? What is this? Third one. What is third one? What am I doing here?
Looping through with that page and then updating.
You're going to loop through the page list, and then what are you doing further?
Appending one more page to that.
What is the meaning of append? Appending means you're going to add the page.
Yeah.
So the pages of this page list, one by one, will be added to this page list. So if you want to assign single value property, you want to set a property value for single value property, set. If you wanted to set the properties of one page to another page, then you are going to use update page. If you want to assign the pages of a page list to another page list, you'll be using for each page in append to. Understand? Where both page lists refer to same class. Both page lists refer to same class. Overall, all the steps that I have added here, I'm assigning values to single value property, page properties, and page list properties. Assigning something to single value property, page property, and page list property. Overall, all this when you see, all this is equivalent to which method in the activity? Which method? Which method in the activity? So all of this when you see, you are assigning value to single value property and properties of pages to another page and page list to another page list. So which method in the activity is equivalent to performing all of these?
Property set.
Property set.
Property set.
Property set method. It is property set method. See, there is a best practice that we have already discussed. That is, if possible, try to avoid creating your own activities and go with alternate rules. First OOTP not available, then alternate rules. So data transform is one of the alternate rules for activity only in one situation. What was that? Only in one situation, not everything. That is properties set. Suppose you are being given with a business requirement. As part of the requirement, you have to assign values to properties. There you have multiple property sets in the activity. Let's say one or more property sets. That's it. You have to write an activity for property set. So instead of creating it as an activity, you will be creating it as an alternate rule. So in that case of property set, what was the alternate rule to activity? Data transform. Data transform is an alternate rule to activity only in one situation. What was that? Not always. That is only properties set. If I want to do obj open, is it possible by using data transform? If I want to do obj browse, I want to obj delete by handle, open my handle. All that is not possible by using data transform. Okay, so just a data transform is just a small subset of activity. That's it. That is also only in one case. What was that? Property set. So data transform is a best practice over activity only when in case of property set. Is it the data transform only rule best practice of alternate for activity? Is it only data transform?
No report
What are the other
definition.
rules as best practice for activity? Report definition. So in which case report definition is in a best practice? OBJ browse. Whenever you wanted to do OBJ browse, instead of activity, you can use report definition. If you want to browse or open or anything, you can use data page also. Okay, data page has all facilities, but database has certain limitations. Now look at here. Here you have append and map to. Append to is one option. Append and map to. You would use append and map to when both page lists are referring to different classes. Append to you are going to use to assign pages from one page list to another page list where both page lists refer to same class. But you would be using append and map to in case when both page lists are referring to different classes. You will pretty rare you will be using this option. And exit for each means so during the loop it will exit out of the loop. Exit data transform means
Exit activity.
what is the meaning of exit data? What will happen?
It will end the data
The
transform.
execution will get
It
stopped
will
in
not
this data
execute
transform.
further steps. It will exit from the data
Okay,
transform.
coming to this, you can write sort means if you have a page list to be sorted by a property in ascending or descending, you can use it. You can call when rules, when condition, if condition satisfied, you set, otherwise you don't set. Something like that. When otherwise means if, else if, and so on, finally otherwise like that. See, apply data transform means you can call a data transform from another data transform by using apply data transform option. So what are the different places where you can call a data transform? What are the different places where we call a data transform? A data transform can be called from data transform. What is the option for that? Apply data transform. A data transform can be called from activity. In the activity, you can call a data transform by using the method apply data transform. Method name is also apply data transform. A data transform can be called from flow action. Data transform can be called from where? Flow action. In the flow action, you're going to call in the pre-processing as well as post-processing. You have that facility. Can you explain me if I call a data transform in pre-processing and post-processing, both places? So which data transform gets executed at what moment? Pre-processing data transform gets executed
Before the screen
on
loads.
load of the screen. Post-processing data transform
Action.
after you click on submit. These are the basic details about data transform. What is the purpose of data transform? To assign data to single value properties or page properties or page list properties. Whatever it is, single value or page list or page group or value list or value group, anything. Ultimately, it is a property. In order to perform a property set, we have data transform. So data transform is an alternate role for an activity. Not always. Only when you wanted to do properties set. Other than that, you cannot do anything else. Okay. I mean, like log messages and all functions, that's a different case. Okay. And data transform can be called from data transform using the option apply data transform. Data transform can be called from activity using the method apply data transform. Data transform can be called from what is that? Flow action in pre-processing, post-processing. And it can be called on click of a button. On click of button, you called activity, right? Same way you can call even data transform also. It's possible. Okay. So we will be working on a business requirement using data transform. Once we are done with that requirement, we are going to look at more about data transforms furthermore. Okay, look at here now. We will be creating one screen. Okay, did we learn how to create sections in data classes and access into work classes? Did we ever create sections in data classes?
No, sir.
No. All right. So far we created sections in work class
Work
only.
class.
By using page and all, we are accessing the properties of data class. What is the reason you create properties in data class and access into work class? for
Reusable,
multi-purpose. Similarly,
multi-purpose reuse.
if I create section in data class and access into work class, that will become multi-purpose. Anything that you create in data class, if you're accessing by using different pages, that will become multi-purpose. Okay. Write down business requirement. I'll explain you this tomorrow, but you write down the requirement. Working with data transform, working with working with data transform, comma, working with data transform, comma, what is the other one in this requirement? Sections. Okay, sections into data classes. Working with data transform, comma, sections created in data classes. Sections created into data classes. Then embedding into work class section. Then embedding into which class? Work class section by using pages. Sections creating into data classes, then embedding into work class section by using pages. All this will be covered in this requirement. I will explain you that embedding data class sections into work class. I'll show you. Okay, anyhow, it can be done in a minute actually. Write down the first point in the requirement. First point: create a new screen. Create a new screen to capture customer address details. Create a new screen to capture what? Customers address details. Unda మన దగ్గర ఆల్రెడీ క్రియేట్ చేసామా? Did not create any such screen. Create a new screen to capture customers address details. ఏమేమి క్యాప్చర్ చేయాలి? బిల్లింగ్ అడ్రస్ అండ్ షిప్పింగ్ అడ్రస్. We did this already. ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ లో ఏంది ఇప్పుడు చేద్దాం.
Project it is.
See the best practice. Okay. Billing address, comma, shipping address. Full stop. The project you might have it, okay, but we will be doing here. Billing address, comma, shipping address. Next point: place a checkbox between billing and shipping address sections. Place a checkbox between billing and shipping address sections. We are going to redraft that requirements to make it like multiple documents of assignment 1, assignment 2, assignment 3, like that. I think I have given you entire project requirements, maybe half of the requirements, right? One requirement in one document, another requirement, another document. So like that, we want to make sure that we will be sharing you every day. Okay, every day you will come to know that you have to finish that requirement. Okay, we will redraft that, and also theory documents as a hard copy, that is also pending. Okay, right, what was that? Place a checkbox between this. Okay, you have billing address, you have shipping address, in between you have a checkbox. Okay, just listen to me first. If user enters billing address, let's say shipping address is also same, he will select the checkbox. When you select the checkbox saying that shipping address is same as billing address, we need to copy the billing address into shipping address, where shipping address should become read only. Okay, I say that shipping address is also same as billing address, which I have entered. I'll select the checkbox. The moment you select the checkbox, data in billing address should be copied to shipping address fields, whereas shipping address should become read only. Done. Let's say I have realized, okay, that's a different shipping address. I'm going to uncheck the checkbox. The moment you uncheck the checkbox, shipping address should be wiped out and it should come to editable mode, allowing you to enter the new shipping address. Understand? Everyone clear? Everyone, you might have seen this requirement many times in many business applications in your day-to-day life. Write down the next point. When user enters billing address, when user enters billing address, when user enters billing address, comma, if user selects the checkbox, if user selects the checkbox, if user selects the checkbox, the details of billing address should be copied into shipping address. Details of billing address should be copied into shipping address. Details of billing address should be copied into shipping address. And shipping address should become read only. And ship address should become read only. Ship address should become read only. Okay. Next point. If user uncheck the checkbox, then shipping address should be wiped out and editable. Shipping address should be wiped out and editable. If already there, it should be wiped out. Done. So that's the requirement we are going to work on. On click of a checkbox, we have to call an activity. In the activity, we need to do property set, assigning data from billing address to shipping address if checkbox is selected. Yes. And if checkbox is unchecked, then activity should get executed and it should wipe out. But instead of activity, in this requirement, everything is property set, right? We will be using data transform. Okay, you may do it by using activity or data transform. But we follow best practices. So we do it by using data transform. Okay, and that is the requirement which we are going to work on tomorrow. You will be receiving the documents from the email address hello@arshadtrainings.com. Okay. Personal mails have some problems. I'm going to close the meeting.